So you win Royal Rumble. Yeah. You don't know if you're going to realize this dream, if you're going to finish the story at 39.
Yeah, and I don't even mean to give this answer is going to sound like a Cody lie, but this is a true answer. We didn't really know for sure what we were doing until hours before that match.
Do you talk to Roman? Does H come in and talk to you guys? Like what?
That was one where that's, again, you call the play. That's Triple H in terms of you lead the charge. That's not something he or I can determine. Roman or I or Mr. Heyman. That's that he is directing this film.
Are you fucking heartbroken? Yeah. Are you like, I did everything to get here. We can give the fans what they want. You're going to take that away from me.
What are you feeling before that even? Like when you're not sure what's going to happen? What's that whole process?
I think I went to a place in my mind and maybe I was feeling really positive. Maybe I had experienced enough heartbreak in the business to not be heartbroken again. But what it became was I truthfully told myself, and I had a really good individual step in and speak to me about this. I told myself, great, I'm still going to be the champion. I'm going to be the champion for the next year because Roman had select dates and he had done the full-time schedule before. So he earned his select dates, but he's not there every week. I will be there every week. I'm at every live event, every house show, every tour, every appearance. I'm everywhere. So I'm going to be the champion of WWE without the title. And that became the task. And the hardest part of the task was they care so much now. No way with the attention spans being, will they care at 40? No way. I know you think you're wrestling him at 40, but no way can you get there. And then, of course, the greatest hurdle of all hurdles, right when it does look like, no, we're going. Won the Royal Rumble again. Steve Austin, Shawn Michaels, here are back-to-back Rumble winners. I won it twice. Pointed at Roman. We're going. This is as real gets. And The Rock shows up.
This is crazy.
And that may be, I don't want to use the term heartbroken, but that might be the most dejected for a moment.
Explain what happens when The Rock comes in. I can't believe we've jumped over building you back up after 39. Like, you got to go in with Brock. They have to design a way to make people believe, no, he can go after it. You have these legendary matches with Brock. So Brock, what gives you the rub, right? He
very much so.
He
very much
puts you over.
And three with him. Again, like the F word is terrifying when discussing him because that's like basically if we all left this room and you stood in there, we're like, all right, man, we're sitting in a bear. See if you can just get behind the bear. Just get behind the bear. That's like what Wrestling Brock was like. Just see if you can grab him. Just grab him once for 10 points.
He kicked you in the stomach once that looked very...
Buddy.
Did you feel...
So, I like the lore of him is that he is the most just crazy, outrageous, strong, greatest athlete. He could end anybody in a moment.
Yeah.
I'll ruin it for some. His professionalism is so underrated.
Oh, wow.
He is one of, if not the most professional and understanding of what we wanted. He sent me some of his he has a farm in Canada. I hope you're not mad at me for sharing this, but he sent me an entire cow worth of steaks. And he took a picture. He took a picture of himself with the cow because he does it all. He's real farmer.
Love it.
So I thought this is what just a legend. But yeah, no, he was the utmost professional with me. I was blessed to have been in that role. And again, like the bear conversation about I had to find something, like he's not giving anything easily. And that's the best guys don't give anything easily.
So they put you against the meanest, baddest dude.
Yeah.
The audience sees you in these battles. They start to support you again. You know that you have to show out in these moments.
You have to show out more than you did. Because now they're seeing you like I said, there's a downside to seeing you every week too.
Oh, that's right. Really, you get used to you.
And they stayed in it all the way, including winning the Royal Rumble, having gone through matches with Brock. Jey Uso and I had formed a partnership, and that was the first little tease that we might go to Roman again. And then Roman WrestleMania 40, and the next thing you know, that's when Rock showed back up, and that was a match a lot of fans had wanted to see for a long time.
So Rock says what? When he throws the wrench, he comes out.
Well, the way we designed it, and now everyone blames me for this, but I thought I'd done the best I could. I was still going to wrestle Roman, but it wasn't going to be a WrestleMania. So I was going to do just the handoff amongst myself and, you know, Rock is revered. Who doesn't love The Rock?
Yeah.
And it was Birmingham, Alabama, and I went out and said, hey, I am coming for that title, but not at WrestleMania. One of the guys I took counsel with, this guy's, you know, we didn't really say he's going to be a WrestleMania moment, but we clearly framed it up. Rock's music hits, the place loses their minds. You know, Birmingham, Alabama's going bananas, and him and I had an embrace. He told me something super sweet in my ear. I'm sure he doesn't mind me sharing, even though we're not best buddies, but he said, we're going to make both our dads proud.
Oh,
And I like smiled for a brief moment.
And then he stole the title from you.
Well, then I left, and for some reason, I'm not blaming anyone in production. They kept filming me. Like, guys, I'm not going to be like, go get him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have a face, so I got kind of like a resting bee face. Like, it's just everyone judged and picked apart like he's heartbroken, he's dejected, and I guess I was, but also I didn't want them to know that, and I did this thing where gorilla position, which is the right before you go out, the backstage position. I didn't want anyone to see me like that. So this might have been, I skipped around it and went right to my bus. I had told Triple H and everybody, hey, I'm just going to be private. I don't want to have a meltdown. I don't want to have a moment. That's it. They're going there. They're going there. When they filmed me on my bus after this documentary, because WWE films everything. At any point, a story could be taking place. You know, when they filmed me, I'm sitting there with a giant bottle of Wheatley vodka. And that's because Wheatley sponsors the bus, and we do a podcast with Wheatley. It's not because I was drinking this bottle just straight up, but the way it looks is like all that was missing was like me eating pizza over the sink. It's just like, it was just
it's called a Cody lie.
It was a sad image. It was a sad image. And then that's the point.
But what does the audience do when The Rock says
craziest thing that's ever happened? And so here's the best part about it. In my mind, I'm thinking, what can I do? Right? What can I do? Should I pursue being angry about this? What can I do? Should I just move on to the next thing? At this point in my life, I think I just need to be a professional. It's a rare moment of maturity. Like, no, they've got some plan. I'm going to go with their plan, and almost defeated. And now I hate thinking of myself thinking that way. My wife is like, burn it down, you know? I
love that.
But I did nothing, and there's little movement started. And I say little movement because it was just a social media thing at first. It was just this "We Want Cody" thing on social media. And
I thought live they even reacted to it.
So that's where it became real. The "We Want Cody" thing was happening online. The video of them becoming WrestleMania opponents had the most dislikes. There's these little metrics, but in my mind,
being Roman Reigns and The Rock, right? So they set up this match. Yeah,
in my mind, I thought like, oh, that, you know, digital and social is where people go to complain anyway. So, you know, maybe it's just that. The first night on Monday Night Raw, live in the arena there in St. Louis, is where Seth, of all people, was talking about The Rock, and those were the boos came in. People started booing. And that's where we saw all the "We Want Cody" signs. And I mean, had this been a marketing plan, it would have been genius, but it wasn't.
Completely organic.
It was a real thing provided by the fans. And it's over the course of that week that it could have really emboldened me, but I was still of the thought, like, guys, as sweet as this is,
nothing we can do.
There's nothing we can do. It's done. I have to find it's done. And then I feel comfortable sharing all this because we have the behind the curtain WrestleMania documentary, but it is Rock and Triple H who decided, okay, we're gonna go with him.
Oh wow! Now
we're gonna go with Cody. They want that. We're going with him.
Important variable in this story, and this is where wrestling has these real moments.
Yeah.
A few months before that, The Rock gets named to the TKO board of directors.
Yeah, he's the director of the board.
He's the director of the board. Yeah. TKO is the company that owns WWE and UFC. So the perception of The Rock is no longer just this wrestler. He's, what is it now, the final boss?
I mean, he's the boss, and then he became the final boss. The final boss,
but he's the boss. And a boss swooping in, using his power position to take away the opportunity from a hardworking guy that has truly earned it. And the people reject that. They're like, fuck, I've been in that situation where the fucking boss takes this opportunity or hires some random friend instead of me, and I'm busting my ass at this fucking company. So the people reject The Rock in this new position. I wonder if The Rock is just a wrestler, how they react. Yeah. But seeing him in a power position, abusing his power, creates this empathy and like desire for you to fulfill the audience's dream.
Ironically, a smart thing you didn't do at AEW.
Is react at all. Let them react.
So in his, again, not the best of buddies, but in his defense, I think Rock has become so busy. The amount of stuff, his output is incredible.
Yeah.
Like his work ethic, his output. I don't think he knew so much about the current landscape.
Yeah.
He knows that company backwards and forwards. It's a company that the show's called SmackDown because he said that word.
Yeah.
He had set the table for everybody, but I don't think he was always keeping an eye on the table.
Right.
And I think over the course of that week, and I could be wrong again, I'm so glad that he did see, okay, it's bigger.
He leaned in, right? He called your fans the Cody Crybaby.
He went on Pat
heel.
McAfee, called them Cody Crybaby, and then not just turned into a bad guy. A lot of people thought, we're getting Hollywood Rock back. Hollywood Rock was one of his great iterations. He went a whole nother way with the final boss, which again, in our world of suspension of disbelief, is not remotely untrue. He is the boss.
Yeah.
He dictates the shots, and that I'm glad that's a byproduct of the WrestleMania 40 situation, because it was a mess. That week was a mess. At that point, anything could have happened. One of those lists could have showed up back on social media again. Like, anything could have happened.
Oh, wow.
The world was. I didn't know. I wanted to be mature. I wanted to be different. I told you guys I'm different, but also I was in my mind getting more reckless, getting more, no, I did earn it this time. I did. And again, it's entertainment. But it just felt like WrestleMania is a Super Bowl. Imagine you're the team and you win every game and you're supposed to go to the Super Bowl. And it's like, no, you that's the part where I couldn't understand. Like, so what is my plan? Because I can't understand this one. Because winning the title may be the second hardest thing in the business. The hardest thing is main eventing WrestleMania. That's like getting elected into the highest office in our business. It's just a very big task. And I'd done it once and was so proud, but again, greedy. I wanted number 2, and I wanted to finish.
Yeah.
Number 1 was Empire Strikes Back. Let's get to Jedi here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's finish this. And it was a tricky week.
So you devised this thing where you and, of all people, Seth Rollins,
My guy.
have this tag team match against The Rock and Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
And then you end up fighting Roman, of course, but the winner gets to decide what that fight is going to be.
Yeah, it was if Final Boss and Roman won, it would go into Bloodline rules, which just means there's no rules.
No rules,
Yeah.
which is awesome.
Yes.
You said this twice. You and The Rock aren't the best of friends. Like, do you guys have some beef behind the scenes?
No, I think when a situation like that happens and it's very real about, hey, the fans have made a choice.
Yeah.
And, it's very real. I think there's just a lingering tension, perhaps.
And he's probably used to he's been universally loved for decades straight.
I universally love him. I grew up.
There also might be some wrestling going on here, Al.
I grew up a Rock fan. No, I sincerely
Might be some
grew up.
storytelling happening.
I grew up a Rock fan. I say
What's
not the
real?
best of
What's
buddies.
fabricated? You never know.
I think I'd like to be, but the reason I might say that is because I'd love to. We have yet to debrief on WrestleMania and what happened.
Wow.
Because I bet you his story is a little different.
Right.
I feel like there was probably people like, no, you're their guy. They're going with you. I think maybe some bad advice came, or maybe didn't get a good knowledge of, hey, here's the current layout. Here's who's sitting at that table. But I'd love that one day if we can ever have this little debrief just to explain, because I never wanted to do anything in secret. I never wanted to do anything behind the scenes, because truth is, when that happened, you start thinking, what if I told such and such this story? No, you can't. I got very defensive.
Yeah. It's crazy because in that moment, he was the people's champ.
I must kill him. Rock has that People's Champ title too. It's very popular in the locker room.
Yeah.
His People's, because it's his title. Like,
Well, you might need
I
to
know.
fight for that one.
So, yeah.
Okay. So the main event happens. You guys fight. Seth plays this pivotal role. I thought
he
this was
does.
like great storytelling.
His knee completely shredded too.
No way.
If you watch it in slow mo when he gets hit with a chair, have you ever had like MCL, PCL, ACL, any of that? Your knee wobbles.
Yeah.
So when he falls on the rope, his knee literally wobbles horizontally. It's absurd. His knee was toast.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that guy's the man, dude.
No,
his knee was toast.
Yeah. The matches with you and him are great because And I wonder if this happens naturally. The more you wrestle with somebody, the better the chemistry.
Yeah. It's a rep.
Yeah, you're just getting reps.
Yeah, the first time you wrestle with somebody, you hit each other square in the face. Like, oof, buddy, how are we doing this on a regular basis? You know? Yeah, no, it's when you're in there with someone who's as good as him, then you have the best dancing partner on earth. Yeah. You can feel where they want to go.
Didn't your dad train him?
Yeah, my dad trained Seth. Helped them with promos. He was their promo coach and character coach at NXT. So it was him, Roman, Becky, Sammy, Kevin Owens, and they all had this name that I effing hated, which was Dusty's Kids. Because I'm thinking like,
weird. That kid.
It's weird because like I'm his son, you know, like, but I got over that after a while. All of them have now been told, like, I hated this, by the way, guys, you know.
I mean, the storyline is great. Seth comes on, he stands up. Roman has to make this decision, right? Between pinning you or taking out Seth.
Yeah.
And Roman has been so disciplined, right? This guy's been on a reign of terror. It's just amazingly methodical. Wasn't always loved. Like, they really tried to like shove him down the fans' throats initially as like a hero. And I think anytime the WWE like tries to make somebody a hero, the fans naturally reject it. They're like, you're not going to tell us who to like. Kills at his heel. Unbeatable. Makes the decision to go hit the one fuck up in this reign, the one time he gets emotional. So Seth, in a way, creates this opportunity for you. Great storytelling.
Also a throwback to Seth had hit Roman with the chair when he left the Shield. So this is and
Seth is dressed in the Shield.
Yes,
like there's all these
right
stories like
him,
braiding together. Beautiful. You do the finisher. You do the Crossroads 3 times. Then you pin him. And then as the 1, 2, 3 is being said, the guy who's announcing.
It was Sam.
Michael
Cole, yeah.
It was Cole.
Cole, yeah.
Finish.
Oh, yeah. Cole was ready.
Story. Woo! I mean, it's like everybody's storyline came to this perfect ending in that moment. Even Cole's, right? He starts this, finish the story idea, and then he counts it out. There's a moment where I think, who was it, Stephanie, that's calling what happened?
Miss Samantha Irvin, the
or
announcer?
Samantha. Sorry, Samantha. Yeah. Her voice cracks.
Yeah, she was crying.
She's like, this is real within fabrication. This is the real moments you're looking for within what is orchestrated. Yeah. She's like visibly or like auditorily.
Oh yeah, they had to mention it because she was shaking her voice was shaking, and she has a booming announcing voice.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah.
I mean,
her announcing is awesome.
Yeah, Samantha, sorry. But it was like this beautiful moment.
Yeah.
What happens?
I'll tell you.
What is the feeling?
I'll tell you a fun thing that happened that I don't know if I've shared this, but is one of the most magical, again, the artificial world, what's real. One of the most magical things I've ever seen is The Undertaker showing up to chokeslam The Rock in that match.
Insane.
Yeah.
So in the moment, I'm laying in the corner, and a blackout on TV isn't always a blackout in the arena. There's kind of your eyes adjust. So I see this man who is older now in his life and hasn't done this in a minute roll in the ring at a speed like a wild animal, like roll in the ring, like, oh my God. And Undertaker's huge. So just the athleticism in this roll is, so I'm totally in the dark. And then I see him stand up, then I feel the lights come up, and now the whole world knows he's in there, and they have their moment. And he choke slams The Rock, and kind of as the sheriff of WWE shows up and makes something right. But then no one sees this. He looked over at me, and I think he wanted us to have a moment. But I was still reeling from this whole match. So I'm just kind of in no man's land, not really looking. There is no like clear cut camera shot, but he looked at me and just literally just went and winked. And as soon as he winked, I kid you not, the lights went out. And he escaped. And I thought like, he's magical, you know? He did it. It was so unbelievable. And then after the chair shot, there's like the brief moment. I saw John. So Cena's got his back to the wall. He had been part of it. He's on the floor. He's staying small, as we say, when like you can't get out of the arena, so you're still out there. And I got to make eye contact with him, and this is his spot. This is his spot that Roman has now. And any minute now, it could be my spot. And to have that moment with him was, I don't know what he was thinking, but in my mind, I was hoping there was a belief that I could do it, and just hey, I wasn't wrong about this kid. He actually went and got it. But those were all very real moments. I Charles Robinson, legendary referee, he had tears in his eyes. I going from WrestleMania 39 where I'm looking at this dejected fan base and trying to make eye contact with as many of them as I can, like basically saying like, it's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. It's going to be cool. Things happen, you know, it doesn't always end the way we want. To be able to have that like celebration and euphoria. And it was like unlike any other celebration. The closest I could think of was like WrestleMania 10, where all the guys came down and put Brett on their shoulders. And here's guys don't ever like helping each other out, by the way. If you ask somebody to be in a lumberjack match or do a pull apart, nobody wants to. No, I don't want to be part of your segment. Yeah. For them to want to be part of it.
Wow.
And like Randy is out there. Randy doesn't roll out of bed for anything. For him to come out and put me up on his shoulders, it's all what you're seeing is all 100% real.
Yeah.
In that moment. And that was just it. I don't rate it as like, hey, what's your top 3 matches? Because it wasn't. I don't think of it that way, and I've never watched it back. I've never watched it back fully. I lived
never
it.
watched it?
No, the Undertaker winked at me. I don't want to see him not wink at me. You know, like, I want my memory of it.
Print the legend.
Print the legend for sure. So I remember it that way, and it was just the wildest, great. Like it sets the stage for WrestleMania 41 because we have to do that every time.
Yeah.
You're right. And it sounds unrealistic, sounds undoable, but that's why I was in Allegiant Stadium this week for the on sale, and I'm thinking like, what do we do?
Yeah.
What do we do? You know, and like Hunter's the same way. Like, what do we do next?
Also, very different landscape because Roman is your buddy.
I don't know, buddy is the
He's a face now.
Yeah.
He's a face.
But is he his buddy?
I got to tell him something
They had
for the
some
first
real
time.
words.
I got to say something to him for the first time because you'd be shocked if you came backstage. You'd be like, "Are they wrestling me right now? Like, is this because we just don't have any interaction?
Oh, really?
We don't. It's not. There's nothing. I'm not saying anything negative about him. I've never heard him say anything negative about me. We understand where we play at in this world. But I did get to tell him one thing before Bad Blood in Atlanta, which is to me like it's the thing every wrestler wants to hear, which was thank you for the house, because tickets were really good for Atlanta. We had sold out, but then we sold out again, just because you open up when he was introduced to the fray. So I got that moment. I got nothing back, which it's a unique relationship.
What are you going to thank you for? He did the house.
Well, I thought the tickets were. I'll be honest. Maybe I was waiting for a thank you for the house, but no, it's fine. He's incredibly special and done so much for WWE. And when people get on to him about the limited dates and stuff, they don't realize he was the thing.
Yeah.
He did all this. He's earned everything he's got right now.
So